Hello and welcome to week 8 in biopsychology, and here we are in chapter 8, hormones and sexuality. And the discussion that we're going to be getting into is I point you to an article in Psychology Today called Why We Want What We Want, and it kind of goes into the psychology of attraction. And so I would like to see us discussing that in the class. Remember, be nice to each other. People are going to be talking, share what you're willing to share in terms of your successful attractions, maybe some of your not so successful attractions, but discussing the concepts portrayed in that article to look at why we're attracted to certain things. In the quiz, we're looking at the activating and organizing aspects of hormones. These are part of our developmental psych components. So we have activating hormones that trigger particular things happening in our bodies, and then we have organizing ones that have a very strong role early in life in terms of definition of sex and sexuality. Then, in the second question, I want you to take those organizing and activating effects of hormones and look at them in light of a person who may have an alternative identity based on the gender-bred person model that I presented. So think about those hormones and how they may activate or organize that could then lead to an individual who has an alternate identity. I guess the best way I can say it, alternate. In the assignment, I'm having you go into an interactive version of the genderbread person, and you can use little sliders. And what happens, it doesn't look like it's doing anything, but when you use the little sliders, the descriptive words change. So if you start moving them around and look at the titles change, and all the different types, all the language that's being created to capture the diversity within this model begin to appear on there. And I want you to play around with that. What you reveal in this assignment is up to you. It's none of my business what your gender identity is. If you want to do that and experiment with those, but just kind of play around with them. Well, what if I was all this, or what if I was none of this? And that's what I did. And just looking at the different terms that come up, just kind of familiarize yourself with that particular model. And this is more of like a playing with it reflective type of assignment that I'm looking at. So what we see here is the impact of biological forces on our genetic component, all the genetic components of gender diversity, but there's also a tremendous sociological impact on those same sort of gender components. So quite a rich topic, and part of it's biology. So in the context of this class, of course, we're trying to explain everything with biology, and we fail to do that really immediately. It's not something that is easily explained with just biology. So I wanted to have those experiences with these tools that we have so that you can understand and really relate to that kind of concept. So that's what we have for this week. I look forward to seeing your stuff in the discussion boards, and have a great week.